Hey guys, what's up? Well, we're here again on your screens, Hive Studios. Today we're talking about one of the heartbreaking stories that has the internet shutting down. But before we get into that, my name is Hamida, your host, and I present to you my guest for today.
Martin.
Sparta.
I am A1.
Guys, thank you for joining me. You're welcome. Yeah, so today we're talking about the story of Ransford Owusu Ansah, a young player whose dream was to make it big in football. But sadly, his own coach allegedly took advantage of him in the worst way possible. So, my guests, I would like to ask you guys, when you first heard the story, how did it make you feel?
Well, basically, I think every reasonable human being will feel disgusted by that issue. Because not only was the child under the age of consent, but also having that kind of sleeping with the child through that process is traumatizing, and then it's just disgusting. It's gutter behavior. That's what I would say.
Yeah, for sure. So when I first read the story, honestly, I felt very bad because looking at the guy is very young. I think he's at the age of 16 years old.
Yeah.
And then a big man or a very grown-up man like Coach Ibrahim doing such a thing to him is something that is very bad. I think there's a need for them to actually penalize the coach. I mean, they should penalize him severely. It's something that is so, like heartbreaking. I mean,
He died. He died at 16.
So that means,
and he had been doing it to him for 3 years.
So that means like
He was like 13 or something.
How would he?
So like this leads to my first question. Looking at this age difference, what do you guys think like spark up this kind of arousal in this big man?
Well, I think I don't know, but then what if maybe he has been into it for a very long time?
Fine, let's agree he's been into it for a very long time. But like,
what prompts him?
Why should like
did he
someone
look at this 13-year-old and then feel like sexually attracted to him?
Why should he? For me, I think he has no reason. He has no reason to even go to do such a thing.
Not even for you. There's just no reason. There's no reason why he should do that. So, like, maybe it's a mental condition or something. I don't know, but
it's just fooling. No.
Yeah, like
Why would someone do
like, I agree with you. It's
don't have keys in your home.
Condition.
Does he even have keys?
mm,
Like, don't you like? Even if you don't have keys, don't you have keys in your home? Don't you have like Gina brothers? Why would you just do that?
The good upbringing of a person wouldn't even push you to even do such a thing.
Exactly.
And like you said, if he has a mental condition or something, like, I'm not sure. People would have known from day one. I'm not sure. I mean,
you see, they always say many are mad, but few are on the street.
yeah.
This is one of them. The fact that he's
I don't
not on
know.
the
I don't
streets-
know, but like, I will not sit here and make excuses for him. No. If like he's found guilty, he should be dealt with severely. I think he shouldn't even see outside the game. He should be locked up forever.
Definitely.
Yeah, true. Why do you think Ransford couldn't speak about it?
you see, first of all, he's a kid. At his age, he's a kid, and let's say he died at the age of 16, and then they've been doing that for 3 good years. So let's say at the age of 13 years, the man used to do that with him. So he's a kid. Secondly, he has passion for football, what he's actually into. So you see, so he might feel like, like let's say maybe if he's allowed to do it among his colleagues, the coach will push him to get to wherever he wants to get to. And as a kid, for having passion for such a thing, I mean, that could be a reason. So,
and again, like maybe he felt like, since like he's a kid and then that man started doing it with him. So he might feel like, oh, it's normal, it's a normal thing. Because a kid like that doesn't know anything. So he might grow up. And then maybe also maybe the man was intimidating him.
Yeah.
If you ever say it to somebody, you see, you'll never play, you never like I'll never play and all those stuff.
Well,
The threatening is like
what I think, or what they said happened is in the interview, they actually said that the man told the kid that, oh, it will help him play better. And he being a kid, kids are gullible.
yeah.
So he being a kid, after that encounter, he in his mind now decided to think that, oh, right now I'm playing better because of this activity. So that's how he brainwashed the kid into doing those stuff with him.
Right.
And then I also think maybe he told him not to tell anyone about it, maybe make it a secret or something.
So now we are all concentrated on maybe he said this to the kid, maybe he did it to the kid. How about we focus on the parenting side too?
Yeah.
I feel like some parents they fail to talk to their children when it comes to this side. It feels like when you start, it's like you are either pushing the child to be bad or something.
Yeah, but
I think parents should be open, discussing some of these things with their kids.
Exactly, especially when you are putting the child where you will not be available.
And I also heard that the mom was like always called, like he would call to check up on the kid, and then the man would turn down.
It's not a matter of like you always calling to check on the kid.
You know, they are in the academy.
The kid will have to might say different things to you, but then when you talk to them, when you let them know that it's okay to come to me and then talk to me when somebody sexually assaults you or even tries to.
Okay, right now we are not limiting it to the case, right?
To the
it's
kid
not
okay.
Because I think the mother on several occasions tried to speak to the kid, and then the man wasn't allowing it.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
But I think from the start, when he first went to the academy, the story I read, the mother used to call the coach and then check up on the kid, and they call the kid also. But as time goes on, I believe when they started that something, the coach used to not to, answer the mother's call again.
And with that too, I think with the parents, I think they are holding on to an old idea.
That is the problem.
It's not possible. In your mind, it's not possible that a man will go to a kid who is also a boy and try to do that with the person. So even if they are having that kind of discussion with the kid, they won't go there because in their mind they don't think it's possible. And in our generation, we are having different kinds of sexual orientations happening. So I think most of our parents are just outdated.
Yeah, and
I think we need to do better. We need to do better for our juniors, for our kids.
I feel like educating kids on such topics, like you rather be spoiling the kid.
It's a sensitive topic, we agree, but it must be.
Yeah, it must. Yeah, surely. Like you should be open to your kids.
There's a way you talk to the kid about it. You actually educate them. You let them know how terrible that particular thing is. You see, and you let them know that nothing is impossible. I don't know. It depends on the parents how you are bringing your kid. You understand? You let the kid know that there are certain things that are not like, anything can happen in life. Yeah. So just in case you go there and then your coach or any other person or among your colleagues, one of them,
even in families,
one of them try to do such a thing with you, only feel comfortable to come and then tell me, the parent, you see. So these are things parents used to always say to their kids. Yeah. But when you don't say that to them and then they go there and such a thing happen, they feel like, I've never discussed this thing with mom or dad. So I don't even know their reaction. If I go home to tell them how they react towards me as a kid. You see, so they keep it to themselves. Before you realize or you find out, it's late. Yeah.
Well, so does this in any way suggest that it's a common practice in the academy?
That raises the question.
Well, I think there's a need for journalists or those who are actually doing the investigations to reach out to some of the academy boys.
Yeah.
You know, that particular boy is not the only one in the academy. He has his colleagues or friends there. You see, so how sure are we that the coach has not been doing the same thing to others?
Yes.
The other
Probably if this one hadn't died, we might not have even heard.
So if they go to do their investigations and then they ask them few questions about the coach, I mean, they might dig deep and then they get to find out that maybe if that's what he has been doing in the past years.
And most people are
And
petitioning for them to close the academy down.
yeah, for investigations to go on before.
Okay.
And then I think we will not be doing justice to academies if we just generalize out of this single case, then it means all academic.
Yeah,
No. For that one there, you cannot actually just say all the academies are doing it. You see, and this particular case, in the end, you need evidence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think the boy is no more. But then what they can do is just that they can do a DNA test. They can just get samples of, I mean, the disease, and then also the coach, and I mean, they can do some other thing just to find out if actually he was the one who has been doing that to him.
And there are also videos of him with kids. So I think
he will just be lying down in his room and then he'll be taking videos and everything.
And then there's one, I think it was with the kid. I saw that one, they covered the kid's face. I think it was that particular kid. He was alone with the kid. The kid was sitting on his lap on the bed, and then he was taking a video.
Allegedly, the coach is back to the academy. So what exactly is the academy trying to conceal?
I think the state is now into the issue. I saw something up.
I think the coach was arrested. I think yesterday or today, this early morning, he was arrested for investigation.
But I also think that apart from the parents, I think that the gender ministry should do something about this thing. It's becoming one too many. Like such cases. We had one in Tamale too, though it wasn't like a man and a man. It was just like pedophilia is now becoming a thing in Ghana. The ministry has to do something about it.
So that's why I think we need to be each other's watchdogs in the society. Yeah, you see, if you're in the society, you should be very vigilant, always be extra careful, always monitor people. You see, yes, because there are people who are actually doing unthinkable things in the society. You might have a neighbor, and then what he does is that he just go out there just to look for kids, spying for the kids, and then he brings them to his room just to do those nasty things. So I mean, there's a need for us to.
And even with that too, I think in the West or something, when you catch someone like that, then even after you serve your sentence, if you are going into a neighborhood, you need to let them know that, oh, I'm a pedophile, so that they'll know how to handle their case around you. And even if you are coming, you can't go close to a kid without a parent being present.
Okay.
And even if a parent is present, you have to tell the person that, oh, I'm a pedophile.
Recently, Nigeria passed a law about these pedophiles. Like, if you are caught and you are found like guilty, you rot in jail. You'll never see outside again. I think it's very good. That law is very.
But you see, the excuse a lot of people actually have about this pedophilia something is they are saying we understand it's a psychiatric disorder. That's what psychiatric disorder. Yeah, it's a psychiatric disorder. That's a disorder. Yeah, it's a disorder, the pedophilia. So when you read more about it, you get to know. So it pushes mostly those who are interested in it to go in for kids, mostly 13 years and below. They have sexual attraction towards such case. You see, so because they said it's a psychiatric disorder, people do it intentionally.
Oh yeah,
and then they just capitalize on that. But I think mostly they just need to take them to, doctors or health practitioners. So that
do you also think that the consent age being 16, do you think that it should remain so or it should be increased? I think in Ghana the consent age
is 16.
I think, and for me, I think it's low.
Yeah, I think it's too low.
Well, it's okay.
I also think it's okay.
16 is fine.
I think by 16,
you think a 16-year-old is grown enough?
A child has developed mentally enough to make certain decisions.
It depends on the parenting.
Yeah.
How bringing up.
I would say it also depends on
It
the
depends
parents.
on-
grow up and change.
Yeah, but it depends on the parenting. I understand parenting is not easy.
Yeah.
You see, but to bring up your kid and all that, there's a way you educate them. Trust me, you see, all these things that are happening, there are kids out there, there are few kids out there. Depends on how their parents brought them up. You cannot even go close to them. Anything you do to them that makes them feel
Yeah.
uncomfortable, trust me, they'll
Very
go home to
alert.
tell their parents. So it depends on the upbringing of the child.
Parents too have to do those things. Like, if a kid comes to you about an issue, just listen to the kid, and then don't feel like, oh, the
Yes.
person that they are talking about is your family member, meaning
It's
like
not even
the
that.
kid is
Some of
lying on
them-
the person or something like that. Parents do have that mentality.
Yeah, some of
Just
them.
because you are a kid and you come to report something to them, they feel like, oh, you're just lying.
They'll not even say you are lying. Some of them they'll be like, "Go away, you are so sports. Who taught you this and this and that? How did you do this and that?" Yeah, like some of them, because of that, the children are so afraid to even come up with such cases.
And I think in our various schools, they need to start teaching kids. I mean, they should bring courses like that. You see, we see things differently. It's relative sometimes. You see, sometimes in schools when they start teaching kids, maybe let's say pedophilia is a psychiatric disorder, and mostly when a person is a pedophile, they have sexual attraction towards kids. So at your age, if you ever see any grown-up man who is interested in you, if you go home, tell your mom. These are educations that you need to give to the kids so that they have it in mind. You see, they consume it. So whenever such a thing whenever someone try approaching them with such a thing, definitely they go home and they tell their parents.
Okay.
But some other people also feel like, why should you teach a kid such a thing in school? In the end, they might pick the other side of it.
Are you trying to spoil them?
Yeah, you are trying to spoil them. But I think
They should be taught.
They taught.
Yeah, like what's
Some
the
people are
essence of social studies and RM?
But I think in social studies, we learn about sex education.
It's not. It's,
It's
not like
limited.
it's not.
I mean,
Yes.
it's mostly limited. They actually don't.
It's only during puberty.
Uh-huh.
They are only teaching puberty and adolescence and
Yeah,
whatnot. They don't
actually
go into.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. That leads us to our last question. What kind of penalties or punishments do you think should be given to such people when
I
they are?
think they should rot in jail or
I think they should be killed instantly.
or be castrated. Just
You see,
castrated.
it's something.
Something cannot do anything.
It's something that is very sensitive, and mostly when it happens this way, we cannot actually take the law into our own hands.
Emotions.
It's also against the
We
law.
can also speak out of emotions.
You see, we cannot take the laws into our own hands. So the pain that you feel for somebody doing that, you might just feel like, okay, let's do whatever we want to do to him, but you cannot do that. But now, my question is, in the Constitution of Ghana, is it allowed if a person is caught in the act? Let's say he's a pedophilia, he's a pedophile, and then he's caught doing that act to somebody. In the laws of Ghana, I don't know if the person can be apprehended or arrested. That's one. That's the question.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't think that one is questionable. Because
Person
that
has
act
to be
is
arrested,
wrong
and then they will
in the
process
face
it
of
to
the
court,
law.
and then maybe like
There was this
it
case
may be false
where
accusation
a
or
49-year-old man forcefully slept with a child. I think that was 15 or so, and claimed that the girl stole his 800 cedis.
Yeah. I read that story.
Yeah.
I read it.
And then they gave the man 10 years.
I think the sentence was just too small.
And I think he did 4 rounds also.
4 rounds.
Yeah, he said
Each round for 200 cedis.
And you see, the most painful thing is story I read. Even when he was doing that to the kid, you see, there were people around who were even.
Yeah.
So all these people, once they are able to, find out, and then they are able to reach out to them, they should get them apprehended. They should arrest them.
Yeah. Because that was wrong.
That was wrong.
You are not supposed to support such an activity.
And such an activity, to the extent of you taking videos of, them. So,
And then I think some of them were cheering the man on or something like that. That's.
I don't know if the man.
How will you why will you even feel like? How will you feel watching this? It's disgusting.
That just means it's not the first occurrence in that society. They are used to that. So
there was no one sensible person among them that could have just stopped that. And they were just cheering him up. Yeah.
Well,
I see.
we can never know, actually. Anyways, this leads us to the end of this episode. Ransford's story is really heartbreaking. I mean, I think these families, they trust these people. That's why they leave them in their care. But for them to actually go to this extent is so sad. Well, justice for Ransford. Thank you, guys.